Have you ever noticed that certain parts of the world have larger insects than others? Take Australia and the Amazon rainforest, for example. They are known to have some of the largest and most terrifying crawling flying insects. Why is this the case? Top List has the answer for you. Well, before watching, subscribe to the channel and give a like to this video. Heat plays a role in insect growth, but it is not the only factor. For example, in the desert, despite the heat, you will not find such large beetles. The real secret lies in access to water. Tropical and subtropical environments tend to have plenty of moisture, which means a year-round supply of delicious nutritious food that inhabitants of other regions can only envy. The warm, moist environment creates the perfect conditions for a smorgasbord that allows all sorts of insect species to grow and thrive. This is true for rats as well. Look at the giant rodents living in cities, where they can feast on any garbage and scraps. As for insects, the ideal place for them is near the equator, in places like Central and Southern America, parts of Africa and Asia, and Northern Australia. Look at this nocturnal butterfly. It is special not only because of its large size. People rarely see it. This nocturnal butterfly from the woodworm family was spotted in an Australian school. The school is located next to a rainforest. This insect holds the title of the heaviest butterfly in the world. There are about 60 species of this family in Australia, but many of them are not as large. On campus, students encounter a variety of animals such as bushbuck, koalas and snakes, but according to the principal, a visit from a giant moth is something new. When talking about the giant inhabitants of Australia, it's hard not to mention spiders. They are impressive in size. Again, this is due to the warm climate and abundance of food sources in the Australian bush. Like most cold-blooded animals, spiders grow larger in warmer places. The Australian climate, especially in the northern and central regions, is hot and humid, which creates ideal conditions for spiders to grow and thrive. Spiders are temperature sensitive, so in warmer climates they have more time to grow before breeding. Spiders prey on more insects in extensive bushland, which makes them larger and stronger. Crabapod spider, tarantula spider and huntsman spider. They all look scary, but most Australian spiders are not dangerous to humans. You can exhale and relax. So, how Australians live next door to giant spiders and don't go crazy? Because we're talking about a country that's home to about 10,000 species of spider. Locals treat spiders with respect, despite cases of bites. They recognizes that these creatures are not here to scare people. They are an indispensable component of the ecosystem. When faced with a spider at home, people call specialists if they don't have the courage to catch the spider themselves and take it outside. Australia has a lot of unusual animals. Some of them look creepy and some of them look cool. Like this bright pink slug. Its striking coloration is thought to be a way of adapting to its environment. This creature is a rare and endangered species. It can only be found in one place. In Mount Kapooter National Park, near an isolated forest on an old volcano. Giant insects. Part of everyday life in many parts of this country. One man was mowing his lawn and was in for a surprise. He found this insect measuring 35 centimeters. And this man was kind enough to fill a bird bath on a hot day. Then he noticed that the birds would not approach the bath. He wondered why, and decided to check it out. Well, hello. Next we have this insect, and it's still alive. Why is that weird? Because it was declared extinct almost 100 years ago. I guess it's come back from the dead. It's a stick insect from Lord Howe Island, aka the tree lobster. These giant insects, about 15 centimeters in size, used to call the island home, but the black rats had other plans. The rodents invaded the island, devouring everything in their path, including the poor stick insects. By 1920th years these insects were officially declared extinct. And by fate they returned more than 40 years later to the volcanic island of Bowles Pyramids, located 20 kilometers away. But there's a nuance. The new and improved stick insects were somewhat different in appearance from their ancestors, leading scientists to wonder if they were real. After some scientific research and DNA analysis, the verdict was that they are one and the same species. With a genetic difference of less than 1%, these herbivorous creatures are ready for a triumphant return to their homeland. If you thought you weren't afraid of insects, that's about to change. There is a centipede in Australia that would scare anyone. It should be added that these creatures are nocturnal. Imagine waking up to a centipede 15 centimeters long crawling up your leg. Have you ever seen an insect that looks like it came straight out of a science fiction movie? Let me introduce you to the Macleus wand. Looking at its picture, you might think it's Photoshop. But no, it's a real insect. It's hard to believe that such a strange creature could exist on Earth. It shows how inventive and unpredictable nature is. Imagine walking through your garden and suddenly bumping your face into a sticky spider web. Before you know it, you see the culprit, the Australian roundworm spider. These nocturnal creatures look frightening with their large hairy bodies and red-brown-yellow markings, but fortunately they are harmless to humans. In fact, their presence may even be beneficial as they help to reduce the number of mosquitoes. Their web is a true wonder of nature, strong and almost invisible, with a large area to capture prey. And if you accidentally tear their web, don't worry, they usually take the hint and move on to another place, so enjoy your garden and don't hurt the spiders. Here's another Australian insect, the giant swarming cockroach. Unlike many other species, these cockroaches are wingless and cannot fly. They play an important role in the ecosystem, feeding on fallen leaves and recycling organic matter. You may catch them in a cozy burrow. They are the only known cockroach with a permanent underground home. In Brisbane, these insects have become something of a local celebrity, even being kept as pets. Our next target is a peacock-eyed Hercules. This small butterfly can only be found in New Guinea and northern Australia. For starters, it is huge, with a wingspan of 27 centimeters, making it the largest butterfly in all of Australia. In addition, the surface area of its wings is the largest of any insect. As for coloration, the peacock-eyed Hercules is mostly golden brown and white, with transparent spots on each of its 4 wings. Coloration and patterns differ little between males and females, but males have longer and thinner tails on their wings. The special thing about these creatures is that you never know where they will fly. They may land on your shoulder or in a tree near you. Have you ever encountered giant insects? If you do, tell us your story. Thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next videos.